And good evening, everyone. Welcome to WREP 15 Sports and following us live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. We appreciate you following us live here. Martinsville Artesians taking on the Perry Meridian Falcons. The Artesians coming into tonight's matchup 2-4 on the season. Perry Meridian trying to find their first win tonight as the Falcons enter the field right now. Artesians last week against the Whiteland Warriors, another mid-state conference game, had a really good first half, had a first half lead against the Warriors, and in the second half just could not get anything really going offensively, and Whiteland was able to march down the field and score and control the clock. Unfortunately, the Artesians had a couple more injuries from last week, so Martinsville really dealing with not only injuries but some key injuries to some key positions. Coach Whitson talked about it's no longer an injury bug, it's more like an injury elephant or an injury whale. Artesians obviously down their two best defensive players in Pemberton and Nix. And then last week against Whiteland, the Artesians had their starting quarterback Xavier Tonitis go down with an injury. So Xavier will not play tonight. In his place will be the junior Ty Martin under center. So the Artesians will be having a new quarterback to lead this team tonight against Perry Meridian. Eric Meyer was able to sit down and talk with Coach Whitson on Inside Artesian Football. Talked about some of the keys to the game for this game against Perry Meridian.
Guys playing in some different spots, but that's not an excuse, and that doesn't make us change our offense. We don't throw away the playbook and scrap it and do new things. We just got new guys that are put into different roles, and I'm excited to see them step up. And in the same way, you got some consistent starters at outside receiver and at offensive line that need to play well and play better than they did last week to give us a chance.
And that was some of the keys to the game that Coach Whitson talked about to try to snap this losing streak that the Artesians have. Started out with back-to-back wins early on in the season and has since then lost 4 straight. But the good news is the calendar has flipped. It is a new month, and it is finally October here, so maybe we can put September behind us if you're an Artesian fan and move and start a new win streak here in the month of October. It's outside tonight. Feels like the first actual football game of the season, or what a football game should feel like. We actually have some cooler weather. The entire month of September was kind of hot and dry, so actually have some fall-like temperatures. So that should make for some good football as both teams meet at midfield for the coin toss. You see Perry Meridian wearing the National Guard uniforms. Artesians have worn those in the past, but Perry Meridian, the Falcons, will have those uniforms on tonight. So a little tough to see some of those numbers, but we will do our best. Artesians in the all-white uniforms and the red helmet. So the coin has been flipped, and Perry Meridian will receive the opening kickoff. So we will see the Artesian defense start us off here tonight. So Artesians really need to do a good job of, first and foremost, taking care of the football. That is always an important aspect that Coach Whitson preaches, is taking care of the football. And I know one thing he said he would like to see more of. Artesian's defense has just really not forced a turnover in several games. This 4-game losing streak, I don't know if Martinsville has forced a turnover. They did recover an onside kick last week against Whiteland, but as far as forcing a fumble or getting an interception, have not done that in about 4 games. So that's something maybe this Artesian defense can do. Artesian defense really good in that first half against Whiteland, very disciplined, stopped the run. Obviously Whiteland not really a team that likes to pass it, more of a ground and pound type offense. Artesians in that first half did a really good job stopping the run. However, in that second half, things kind of changed. Some holes got opened up for Whiteland, and they were able to move up the field a little bit more with ease. And they were able to take control, and unfortunately the offense could not really get much going. And part of that might be the injuries, but This Artesian team and coaches, despite the adversity, it's kind of have to be a next man up mentality. I know it's kind of a cliche. You hear it a lot in sports, but it's the truth. Coach Whitson said, a lot of these players, they've gone through the summer workouts and practices, so they know the plays and the schemes that should be run. So we will see how the Artesians kick it off here. They had multiple onside kick attempts last week. This time looks like they're just going to kick it deep, and it's a long drive kick, and it will head into the end zone. So it's a touchback. So nice job there on that kickoff for the touchback, and Perry Meridian's offense will start at the 20. Their quarterback is led by number 12, Gavin Hart, the junior. The key player that Perry Meridian has, you'll have to look out for, number 27, Aiden Ward. He's a junior running back, but he kind of plays all over the field. So usually when things happen, it's because of Aiden Ward, number 27. But we'll see what Perry Meridian does here. They're going to hand it off, and breaks a few tackles, and finally brought down across the 25 to about the 26. And that is Aiden Warren, number 27, with that carry. About a 6-yard pickup there. Perry Meridian will take their time and not be in a huge hurry. So Hart and shotgun Warren to his right. Fakes it to him this time. And nope, they actually do give it to him. Good fake there. Gets it across the 30 to about the 33. So another 6-yard run there for Aiden Warren and the Falcons. So back-to-back 6-yard runs. And a first down for Perry Meridian. And looks like Martinsville will be the first to commit a penalty for tonight's game, and it will be a offsides. Malachi Pringle comes off the field. Coming in for his spot is Jalen LaPasa. Malachi Pringle was out last week's game. Now good to see him back, but commits the early penalty here. Hopefully he can shake that off and come back in. Early first quarter here. Perry Meridian has it. Shows some pressure. Aiden Warren, he will break some tackles and still on his feet. Wow, tough run for him. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, actually gained a yard. I thought he was going to go back for about a 3 or 4 yard loss, but was able to gain a yard to make it second down. So now Hart under center this time with 2 men in the backfield, and they give it to Warren again. And Warren finds a hole, gets it across the 50 down near the 45. It's about a 15-yard carry, and it has been all Aiden Warren on this opening drive. So another first down for Perry Meridian. Hands it off to a different back this time, but still almost the same result. Gets it out near the 40-yard line. That was Jawan Dale running the football for Perry Meridian that time, and another 6-yard run. And Perry Meridian, they have not attempted a throw yet, but haven't really needed to, as the ground game has worked out for the Falcons, and Artesian defense needs to really tighten things up here. Warren has it, tries to make some man miss, and good job by the Artesians bringing down Warren, maybe got a yard. Jackson Kleesner was the one, I believe, that brought him down. But once again, you kind of see the shiftiness of Warren. It looked like he was going to be hit in the backfield, but was able to break some tackles and make some men miss. And fortunately, Jackson Kleesner was able to bring him down for a minimal gain. So we got a third down coming up for the Falcons. Hart's in the shotgun, and he will take the play from the sideline. Big third down here for Martinsville, but Falcons could be in four-down territory. High snap, able to get it. Warren gets it, but I don't think he's going to have enough for the first down. Going to have 3 yards on that carry. So it's going to be a 4th and 1. Can Martinsville get a turnover on downs? So far, the Falcons have dominated the ground game. Good discipline there by the Artesians not to jump. Already had one offsides penalty on this drive, so Meridian trying to get him to jump again and get a free first down. They hand it off, gives it to Warren, and he will go backwards. Nice job of the Artesians getting that stop. I think Jackson Kleesner was in on that tackle again, number 55 for the Artesians. Several other Artesian players were in there on that tackle. And what a great stop by Martinsville, as it looked like Meridian was just going to march downfield and punch it in. Didn't attempt a single pass on that drive. Aiden Warren had a couple runs of 6 yards, had a 15-yard run, but the last 3 carries that he had, a 1-yard gain, a 3-yard gain, and then that no gain right there. And Meridian turns it over on downs, and now the Artesian offense will take over. Ty Martin, the junior, in the shotgun. Getting the start, gives it to Billy Bias. And Billy Bias trying to find some room, cuts back and gets out to the 45. So that is considered a completion. So an 8-yard completion there for Ty Martin. Billy Bias on that reception. I believe Ethan Potter off there in the backfield, and he is going to get it, makes a man miss, spins, but no room there. He's going to lose about 1 yard. So that'll bring up a third down here. And unfortunately, we've got a Martinsville player down. Looks like it's an offensive lineman for the Artesians. So it's 51, Andrew Ball, who I believe is the center on the offensive line for the Artesians. And you've got a backup quarterback. The last thing you want is to have a backup center come in as well. The center is such an important position along that offensive line. And to see your starting center there down on the field, especially with all the injuries, you never want to see an injury to any player. But you've got the center down right now, and Andrew Ball, you hope he is okay. But it's kind of one of those things that it just seems to, when it rains, it pours, unfortunately for the Artesians. Just the injuries that they have had to deal with. And to be having to talk about this still with 7:12 left to go in the first quarter is just really tough. We're going to try to get Andrew up on his feet, and we will see how he's going to get a little bit of assistance from the athletic team, but he is not putting any weight on that left leg. So Andrew Ball helped off the field, and as you can see there on your screen, not putting any weight on that left leg, really. And unfortunately, being an offensive lineman, you get into blocks and scrums, and you've got people falling on your legs. It's a tough position to play. You don't get a lot of the media coverage like a skill position player, but your job is so important, and it is also a risky position. And hopefully, Andrew Ball is okay. But we've got a big third down coming up here. 3rd and about 5 coming up for the Artesians. Martin, he's going to roll to his right, trying to find someone. He's got Matt Thomas, who makes the catch. Thomas kind of had to dive for that, but he was able to complete it. So Matt Thomas, nice catch. And Ty Martin, backup quarterback, perfect 2 for 2 to start this game. Had that little shovel pass to Billy Bias for 8 yards, and then that 5-yard connection for the first down to Matt Thomas. Fakes the handoff. Long pass to LaFerry, who gets hit hard. So it's completed for a yard, but LaFerry took a shot. Good to see Matthew LaFerry back. He missed last week's game due to an injury, so glad to see number 10 out there, but he just took a shot, was able to make the completion, though, and hang on to the football. So good job by LaFerry on that part. Second down now coming up, second long for the Artesians. Tried again from the other side. It's Matt Thomas, and he is hit again, and this is going to go backwards for about a 2-yard loss. So they tried it from the other side, and those defensive backs are just coming right up on the receiver and just getting a free shot. First it was LaFerry, now it's Matt Thomas. So now you're going to have to go downfield a little bit. The pass to the sideline the last 2 times has not worked. It's a nice job by the Falcons secondary coming up from the defensive back position and taking a shot. So Ty Martin will roll to his right. It's Andy Myers. He's going backwards, but he is not going to be able to escape. And he will go backwards. The completion was made, but it's going to be for a loss. It's going to be a loss of 3. So the backup quarterback, Ty Martin, coming in for his first varsity start. Perfect completion percentage, but his last 3 passes, I should say, went for only 1 yard, -2 yards, and then -3 yards. So Matt Thomas back to punt here, looking into the sun. No pressure, but gets it away. That's another nice punt. It's going to hit and stay inbounds, and it's going to roll. Can the Artesians stop it? And I believe they do, right at the 1. Nice punt by Matt Thomas, and then nice job by the punt team there. I think Jacob Burkett was down there. Also for the Artesians, Philip Herbert, number 2, to make sure that that ball did not roll in the end zone. So Artesians flip the field and pin Perry Meridian back inside their own 1. So 4.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. It's scoreless. Each offense has had a chance at it. Perry Meridian had some success running the football, but they were turned away. And let's see if the Martinsville defense can do. Hart's going to take it himself, finds a hole, and it looks like there's a whistle, and it's a penalty against the Artesians, it looks like. And that's the last thing you want, especially when you have Perry Meridian kind of pinned like you've got him. But it's going to be 5-yard penalty against the Artesians. It's another offsides. It's the second one tonight already. We're not even through the first quarter yet. It looks like there is some movement there. This might be against the Perry Meridian Falcons, so football may go back to where it was originally. And it was a false start on Perry Meridian, so the ball's going to go right back to where it first started. So the ball's back at the 1-yard line. See if their Artesian can take advantage of it.
Started at the 1, penalty against Martinsville, moved to that
Hart keeps it. Nice patience. Bounces on the outside. He's still on his feet, still going. Gets it out to the 20 and finally drug out of bounds around the 25-yard line. It was a 24-yard run for the quarterback, Gavin Hart. So a big first down for Meridian gives them a lot more options to use the playbook. They give it to up the middle, gets it across the 25 for about 3 yards. Second down coming up for the Falcons after that 3-yard run. Fakes the handoff. First pass of the night, and they connect, and the ball comes loose. And the Artesians got it. They're on top of it. And the turnover that they needed, they got. Number 34, Bo Hess, recovered it. Now the officials are going to talk to see if the Meridian player actually had possession of the football. It's either going to be, it is a fumble, ruled a fumble. That was Jawan Dale who made the completion and fumbled it. So the first completion for Hart. Went for about 9 yards. Dale completed the catch but was immediately hit, fumbled the football, and Bo Hess for the Artesians jumped on it. So we'll see if the Artesians, what they do here is Tyler Cox, good to see him. He was one of those players that got hurt, and looks like we've got some penalty flags. And this is the third penalty for the Artesians, and this time it's a delay of game, and it's one of those things you hope doesn't happen, but you kind of expect with a fresh quarterback getting his first varsity start. Just so many things going through Ty Martin's head. One of those things, making sure you get the snap off. So the quick pass to Tyler Cox. Tyler Cox has room. Up the sideline, still on his feet, and getting tackled around the 20-yard line. About 24-yard little swing pass there for Ty Martin to Tyler Cox. So Ty Martin, perfect. And another quick pass this time. It's on the far sideline, still on his feet, and it is a touchdown. And that is Andy Myers with the completion and the touchdown, a 20-yard touchdown pass, Ty Martin to Andy Myers. That is number 9 on the season for Andy Myers as far as touchdown receptions go. And the Artesians strike first, and they get an early 6-0 lead. Jackson Fry with the extra point. Had a nice night last week against Whiteland, and he continues that tonight with an extra point. That's good. And we've got a 7-0 score. And you kind of see why Coach Whitson emphasizes defenses creating turnovers, because they usually turn into scoring opportunities just like there. Meridian once again actually had the ball at the 1-yard line, but a 20-plus yard run by the quarterback, Gavin Hart, got them out past the 20 They had a little bit more breathing room, ran a couple more plays, and then their first pass attempt of the night was completed for about an 8 or 9 yard pass, but the receiver for Perry Meridian was immediately hit. The ball came loose. Officials did rule it was a fumble. They had a discussion, just kind of debated on whether it was just an incomplete pass or a fumble. Fortunately for the Artesians, it was ruled as a fumble. Bo Hess recovered it, and the Artesians marched down the field, and you've got to be pretty impressed with the quarterback play of Ty Martin. Last two completions, 24-yard pass that went to Tyler Cox, and then the 20-yard touchdown pass to Andy Myers. They're going to try a quick onside kick here, and I think Perry Meridian did a nice job to recover that. So Coach Whitson rolled the dice there. He was successful on one of those, but tried a few onside kicks last week against Whiteland, but only was able to get one of them. So now you're relying on your defense to get a stop with Perry Meridian having short field. Hands it off up the middle. Looks like it's Warren on the left side, and now he's got a hole, and he's only got one man to beat at the 20. He's going to try to cut back in, and he will score. A 52-yard run by Aiden Warren, and that's makes this a 7-6 score. And I'm sure now Coach Whitson is regretting trying the onside kick, giving Perry Meridian the short field, but Aiden Warren, what can you say? He's been the main go-to guy for the Falcons. Obviously, that's his longest run of the night, a 52-yard rushing touchdown for the junior. Kick is up, and we have a tie ball game at 7 apiece. So Artesians score a touchdown on a 20-yard pass, and then the very next play, after a failed onside kick, Aiden Warren of the Falcons takes a handoff, bounces it to the left side, and outruns the competition.
No, you're zoomed out. Still, I want you. Yeah, so look, no, Cole Willingham, listen. So when you zoom out, when you follow somebody out, just stay on. Just stay on. Okay?
So 2 minutes, 49 seconds left, and we got a tie ball game, and it's a pooch kick, and it's going to be taken inside the 30. Try to see who that is across the way, and Artesians will have it at the 40-yard line. Artesians number 5, Jalen Arthur, on that return, gets about 10 yards and puts the Artesian offense in a good position. So Artesians have only attempted one rushing attempt. It went for -1 yard. Ty Martin has been perfect so far on the night. It's going to be another pass, but trying to get it to Matt Thomas, who is hit for a big loss. It's going to go about a 6-yard loss on that pass play. That's the second reception that Matt Thomas has made that's ended up gone negative, and unfortunately now Matt Thomas, number 81, walking off the field a little gingerly, going to the Martinsville sideline. We got second long here. Martin back to pass. Quick pass to Andy Myers. Andy Myers gets it out near the 50, so close to a first down. He needed 16 yards, and they're trying to figure out if he got it or not. They're going to say it was a 15-yard completion. So now 3rd and 1. So good job. Martin, big kid, trying to get it, and I think he got it. Second effort. He's laying right on the 50. That's a tough spot for Martinsville. They're not even going to measure it. So it's 4th down, 4th and inches. They're going to see if they can get Perry Meridian to jump here. 1:40 left to go in the first quarter. 8 seconds left in the play clock, and Coach Whitson's going to call a timeout. So big 4th down right now. We'll see what Coach Whitson does. Ty Martin's listed at 6'4", 215 pounds. Tried to get the first down on the quarterback sneak on 3rd down, but couldn't get it. Maybe got a half a yard, if that. So we've got 4th and less than a yard coming up. So good to be at least in this position. You had the first play was kind of one of those quick shovel passes on a sweep to Matt Thomas that went backwards about 5 or 6 yards. Made it 2nd long, and Ty Martin was able to connect on Andy Myers for a 15-yard completion. And then Martin tried to do a quick QB sneak, but could not get the first down. So now we've got 4th and less than a yard, and Ty Martin in the shotgun. They're going to hand it off to Ethan Potteroff. I don't think he got it. I think he's going to be short. I think he lost a yard, if anything. He got hit as soon as he hit the line of scrimmage and didn't get anything. So defensive stop there for the Falcons. Tried to get 1 yard. Couldn't get it once and then couldn't get it a second time. So defense has to come back out on the field after giving up a one-play 52-yard run to Aiden Warren, number 27, for the Perry Meridian's first touchdown. Warren cuts back inside again and leaps and gets hit hard. Made it to about a 9-yard run, paid the price there, took a shot. But Aiden Warren has done that numerous times where you think that Martinsville has him in the backfield, but he just is really shifty, bounces to his left or right, avoids a tackle, and is able to churn out 9 yards when it looked like he was going to have 0. And there's another penalty against the Artesians. That is the 3rd, I believe, offsides on the Artesians. So that gives Perry Meridian a first down. So under a minute to go here. Now Perry Meridian threatening again. Perry Meridian, they've moved the ball well. Fortunately, Martinsville has gotten 1 4th down stop and then forced a fumble. And can Warren escape? This time he does not. Nice job of the Artesian defense that time. I think Jason Cox in there on that tackle. It's about a 5-yard loss for Warren. Finally got him behind the line of scrimmage. Jason Cox, one of those players that's coming in after the injury to Pemberton and Nix. But a nice job for him to finish that play. There's another Martinsville player that was in there to kind of slow Aiden Warren down. But Cox was the one that finished him off. 7 seconds left on this play clock, and the play clock and game clock almost running simultaneously. And a quick pass. Hart sails and cannot get the interception. And that will do it for the first quarter here. We got a tie ball game, 7-7 at Perry Meridian High School. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
To get accepted to a good college, I want to be a businesswoman.
I really want to be very independent in my life.
I just love watching my friends be happy, and I want to do whatever I can to make them happy. I wish that my friends will be able to achieve all of their dreams.
I want to help as much as I can.
I want to help people, but like in a bigger way.
Our definition of a relationship is being able to look you in the eye and hear about your concern, hearing about your family, hearing about your job, hearing about your aspirations, getting to know you, and positioning ourselves to help you meet those dreams. Now that sounds pretty old-fashioned, but we're not willing to give that up. We're simply not going to give that up.
For all the banking services you need, there's no place like home.
And welcome back, everyone. Eric Burns here, WREP 15 Sports, and streaming live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. 3rd and 15 here. Artesians trying to stop Perry Meridian. We got a tie ball game. Started the second quarter. Fakes the pass. Hart rolls to his right. He's got a man wide open and hit and dropped, but a completion nonetheless. About a 10-yard, 11-yard reception. It's only the second completion for Hart, both of them to Jawan Dale, number 18. But we've still, because it was 3rd and 15, it is now 4 and about 5 coming up. We'll see if the Artesians can get their second turnover on downs tonight. They've already had one. Can they get a second? 4th and 5. Fakes it off. It's Aiden Warren, the direct snap. He's going to try to pass it. He escapes. He just throws it up. Good coverage. Incomplete pass. Nice job by the Artesian secondary there. We're right there with the Perry Meridian receiver, so some trickery there as Aiden Warren, who has had a really nice job at the running back position, took a direct snap, was able to escape some pressure and kind of threw it up, and it gave enough time for the Artesian defender, who was right with his man, to break that up. So another turnover on downs for the Artesians. And now Martinsville offense will come out.
Go to 3. Okay, we're on you.
57 seconds into this second quarter. Martinsville takes over at their back 29-yard line. 7-7 tie. Tyrus Martin, quarterback, for the Martinsville Artesians.
Tie ball game here at Perry Meridian High School. Martin hands it off. It is Tyler Cox who gets out to the 35-yard line, so about a 6-yard carry there for Cox. That's his first carry. He has a reception, but his first carry. Ty Martin looks to pass, and it is picked off. Intercepted by Caleb McBride. And before that, Ty Martin had been perfect, but a costly pick gives the football right back to Perry Meridian. Not for sure who Ty Martin was looking for. He was looking to his left, had a couple receivers. I don't know if he just didn't see the defender or sailed it.
37 on the clock. Martinsville just had the ball a half a minute. At Martinsville's 35-yard line. 7-7 tie. We're early in second quarter action.
So Perry Meridian is going to be a reverse here. Now it's going to be a throwback pass. They've got a wide open man. It is picked off. And number 21 with the interception for the Artesians. It's Larry Bland with the pick. I believe that was number 28, Nathan Roberts, who it was a reverse, then a pass, and the ball was, here's the replay here. There's the ball kind of thrown up, And Larry Bland just overthrew his man, had a man open, but overthrew him, and Larry Bland was right there, went to the ground with it. And Artesian's going to try a little trick play, and that's going to go into the end zone, and it will be a safety. So back-to-back-to-back turnovers in this game. Martinsville tried a reverse play, and Perry Meridian was in the backfield when that exchange on the reverse happened, knocked the ball loose, and fortunately for Martinsville, it didn't stay in the end zone because Perry Meridian was trying to recover it for a touchdown. But a safety, now Perry Meridian will get the football back. So we had the interception by Ty Martin, and in the very next play, an interception by Larry Bland of Martinsville gave the football back to the Artesians, and then you had a reverse attempt that the ball got knocked loose, went through the end zone for a safety and a turnover against the Artesians. So back-to-back-to-back turnovers. So both teams now with 2 turnovers, and we still got 10 minutes and 21 seconds in the first half. So now Artesians having to free kick this from the 20-yard line. So Perry Meridian should have good field position again. Gets his foot into it, and it is off the hands of the return man. We're trying to find some room, and gets more than I thought, and gets out near the 40-yard line. So that's where the offense of the Falcons will start. So we'll see if Perry Meridian can take care of the football, because both teams struggling to do that here in the second quarter. Going to hand it off to Warren. Warren gets tackled around the 45. Only about 5 yards there. The Artesians, number 29, Jason Cox in there on that tackle again. This is 11th carry, I believe, on the night. Warren gets it on the outside. He breaks some tackles. Now he's still on his feet, still going. It's across the 40-yard line for about a 12-yard run. And a first down for Perry Meridian. Both teams struggling and trying to hoping that October is better than September. Perry Meridian looking to get their first win of the season. Artesians looking to snap a 4-game losing streak. Right now the Falcons have a 9-7 lead after the safety on the fumble during the Artesians' last offensive possession. Low snap, spin move on Warren, and good job of the Artesians grabbing that jersey and hanging on to him, and Warren gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but could not see the Martinsville player who got the hit, then hung on to the jersey. So second down for the Artesians. Hands it off. Hart off the hands of the receiver. Fortunately, Billy Bias running so fast, I don't think he could catch up to that tip ball. Billy Bias was right there on that defensive play off the hands of number 18, Jawan Dale. Meridian has not had a lot of success passing. They've got 2 completions, a 9-yard and an 11-yard completion. Also have an interception on a trick play. Hart back to pass, going to get some pressure up the middle. He's going to throw it. Was going down, and nice job by Jacob Burkett, I believe. Check that note. That was number 34, Bo Hess, in there on that near sack. Number 34, Bo Hess, in there on that pressure. That's going to bring up a 4th down. Hart at the sideline talking to head coach Matt Hittinger. So 4th and long, Meridian is going to try to go for it, and there's going to be a timeout. I believe this is going to go, Meridian's going to call the timeout. So I talked about what Martinsville did last week against Whiteland. Meridian, they had quite a game last week too. They played Greenwood, and they were in that game till the very end. All the way to the 4th quarter, they could not get the win. They fell by 3, I believe. 24-21 was the final of that score. So the Falcons played a really good game last week against Greenwood, who defeated Martinsville earlier in the season. Meridian was right there with them, but just could not close it out. Meridian coming off back-to-back 1-win seasons. Like I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, this is the first night where it actually feels like football weather. The calendar has changed to October, and the weather has changed as well, fortunately. September, where he played a lot of really hot, sunny, and dry games. But now you get those crisp, cool nights. Feels a little bit more like football here in Indiana. So a 4th and long coming up for the Falcons. Artesians, they've gotten 2 4th down stops already. Can they make it a 3rd one here? Fakes it. Hart rolling, still rolling, flips it over, and that ball is dropped. An incomplete pass, and the Artesian defense stops him again. So after that first drive where Meridian kind of ran it down the field, Artesians were able to stop them on 4th down. And then they had one series where Warren was able to break off a 52-yard touchdown pass. But for the most part, you take away that 52-yard run, Artesian defense has played pretty good quarter and a half here. Very similar to the Whiteland game where they take away that first series where Whiteland marched it down and scored, and then Artesian shut them out. So Artesian defense doing their job right now. It's time for the Martinsville to respond here. Ty Martin, he's going to go deep and overshoots his intended receiver, Andy Myers. It's a second incomplete pass for Martin. Had an interception and that incomplete pass. So throwing the football with accuracy there. Tried to go deep. It's really the first time we've seen Ty Martin really let it go tonight. He's had a lot of those quick passes to the sideline or some shovel passes or swing passes, but really the first time we've seen him test his arm. And you can see the junior's got a nice arm, just overshot his intended receiver. This time it's a little pass out, gets it out to the 45-yard line. It's about a 7-yard completion there. That's Andy Myers on that completion. He's already got 1 touchdown tonight. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Artesians. Have not been able to get the ground game going. Tyler Cox with the best run, a 6-yard run, but haven't really attempted many rushing attempts. Martin, he's going to pass it, and he's got a man, but threw it behind Andy Myers. Unfortunately, I think he had Craig Wessner there on the far sideline who had nobody around him, and he would have had the first down, but tried to get Andy Myers and threw it behind the senior. So we've got another 4th down, 4th and 3. So both coaches likes to go for it on 4th down. Not playing the field position game here tonight. See if the Artesians even snap it or if they're going to try to draw the Falcons off sides. 10 seconds left on the play clock. See if they can give it to Tyler Cox. Nope, they don't. They're going to pass it again, and it's completed to Andy Myers again. Gets it out across the 45-yard line. Got a 14-yard completion there. Fakes it again, trying to go, and has another receiver. It's Craig Wesner this time. So Craig Wesner with his first. A little speed option here. Tyler Cox has it. He's still going, and there's a flag that's going to come late. Tyler Cox tackled inside the 5, but a penalty flag is laying at the 20-yard line. And it's going to be a block in the back on the Artesians, so this will come back. The nice run by Tyler Cox. So the block in the back on the Artesians. So we'll replay first down here. Speed option, that's obviously a playbook, or a play in your playbook you want to put a check mark by because that had success. Ty Martin kind of slipped and fell inside the 5-yard line. If not for the penalty and the slippage, it would have been a touchdown. But we'll replay the first down here. Gives it to Cox. Cox tries to get to the outside, and he gets hit at about the 30 for about a loss of 2 yards. And that was Aiden Ward, number 27, on that tackle for loss. So that number 27 for Perry Meridian, a very good athlete offensively and defensively. So we got second and long. And Artesians just cannot get the run game going. The one time they had a positive rushing play, it went back after a penalty. Ty Martin back to pass. He's going to throw it and has a man on his knees at the 19-yard line. So about 11-yard pickup there. Craig Wesner, who I really like, is a nice slot receiver, possession receiver, gets you those type of plays. It makes third down a lot more manageable now, 3rd and 2. 5.5 minutes left. Perry Meridian still with a 9-7 lead. Going to try a little pitch there. Taylor Cox cuts inside, bounces off a tackle, gets tackled to her at the 15. But that's enough for a first down. A 5-yard carry there for Tyler Cox and another first down for Martinsville. Good to see Tyler Cox stay out there. Obviously, he was one of those players that got injured last week against Whiteland. You didn't know the severity of it, but glad to see him out there. Going to try a little fade around to Matt Thomas, and it went off his hands. So Ty Martin threw it up only where his big receiver, Matt Thomas, could come down with it, and Thomas went up for it in traffic, but just could not bring it down. It would have been a tough catch, but good effort by both the quarterback and the receiver. So we'll try it. Second down here. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Artesians a chance to get the lead back. They had it at 7-0. Going to throw it and off the hands. I think that was Andy Myers who was open. Craig Wessner was also open in the end zone. Tried to hit it to Andy Myers, but could not connect. A little high for Andy Myers to go up and get off his hands. So here we go, 3rd and 10. Third down for the Artesians. Ty Martin, he's going to try to get Andy Myers, and he caught it, and this time he scores. There's a flag after the play. I think this penalty is going to go against Meridian, but Andy Myers with his 2nd receiving touchdown of the night, 10th of the season. So a 14-yard touchdown pass. Ty Martin, his 2nd of the night, and the 2nd touchdown reception. It's a personal foul, face mask against Meridian. It's going to be enforced on the kick. So a 14-yard touchdown pass, Ty Martin to Andy Myers, and that's number 10 for Andy Myers. And I mentioned a couple times this broadcast, we'll wait for the extra point here by Jackson Fry. Jackson Fry, kick is up and good. So Jackson Fry, nice extra point, 2 for 2. And the Artesians retake the lead, 14-9. Andy Myers, that is touchdown reception number 10. I had mentioned we've got a replay here. So you can see how the play develops here. Ty Martin takes it. Kind of a slant there as Andy Myers catches it and gets tackled by the face mask right as soon as he gets into the end zone. That's number 10 for Andy Myers. And he is, it'll be tough to do. The record for most touchdown receptions in a season, it was 16. So you got the rest of this game and 2 more games. So Andy Myers will have to have some really good games and obviously carry that off into the sectionals. But 16 touchdown receptions, not completely out of the question for Andy Myers. He's got 10. I want to go ahead and take this time to give props to our camera crew. All running camera for the first time. Silas McFarland, Trenton Moody, Cole Willingham, and then Cole Myers, your technical director tonight. So nice job by those guys. All of those guys, first time running camera, first time running a game tonight. So nice job by all of those guys so far in this first half. And you're going to try an onside kick again, and it is recovered by Meridian. And Meridian will have it around the 36-yard line. Good job by the Artesian offense that time. After Martinsville defense gets a stop on 4th down, Artesian offense marches all the way down the field, and Ty Martin able to connect on the 14-yard touchdown pass to Andy Myers. Makes this a 14-9 game. And I think it's Aiden Warren again, and look at the strength of this kid as he gets across the 50. On a 15-yard run for Aiden Warren. So first down, 4 minutes left to go here for Meridian. Hart's going to, nope, it's actually Aiden Warren on a direct snap across the 45 and just shy of the 40. So about an 8-yard pickup there again for number 27.
Gavin Hart, 24 yards, 15 yards, and 8 yards. A couple of them picking up first downs. Warren comes in with the play. Donald goes wide. I think Kelly over here on the right side near side.
Gives it to Dale this time, and he goes for about a 3-yard gain. That's enough for a Perry Meridian first down.
Martinsville will receive the kick to start the second half. 3-yard gain for Dale. That's why they really put a stop to this drive. 7, first and 10. 2 quick first downs for the Falcons.
So Artesian defense, they have gotten some stops tonight, but right now Perry Meridian running the football and moving the chains. 2 first downs already on this drive. And Aiden Warren this time will go backwards. Jackson Kleesner in there on that tackle, and Ethan Potteroff comes up and gets Aiden Warren for a 2-yard loss.
Jacob Burke, we can always count on Jacob being in there. Ethan had a fine ball game last week, and Jacob had 12 tackles last week.
So a 2-yard loss there. So 2nd and 12. Now, if you can force Perry Meridian into a passing situation, that's something that they have struggled. They've made a couple completions. Now, I've been cursed on that last week against Whiteland, but Aiden Warren is going to try to run it again on the left side, gets back to around their original line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard. Good job by the Artesian defense to rally this time. Aiden Warren had runs of 15 yards, 8 yards, and these last two have been -2 and 1. So a 3rd and long coming up for the Falcons, 3rd and 11, but both these coaches not afraid to go for it on 4th down. 4 seconds on the play clock. They're going to have to get it off. They do. Aiden Warren's going to take it himself. He's rolling out, actually looking to pass, and he's going to get tackled across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Jackson Kleesner there on that tackle. Nice job by him. Aiden Warren kind of faked a pass, or looked like he wanted to pass, but decided to tuck it and run, and now we've got 4th and 9. So Artesians a chance to get another stop on 4th down. They would get the football back with about a minute and a change left, and they will get the ball to start the second half as well. And a timeout by Perry Meridian. Aiden Warren was in the shotgun with Dale to his left, but we'll see how the formation looks after this timeout. So a minute 15 left, 14-9 is your score. Perry Meridian has it at the Artesian 37-yard line, 4th and 9. So Artesians had several stops on 4th down already in this first half, and now with a chance to get another one. Like I said, would give the Artesian offense the football with over a little over a minute left in this first half. So a chance to put some more points on the board, but they will get the ball to start the second half. As Aiden Warren has kind of been the go-to guy for Perry Meridian. He has carried the ball 18 times, has a 152-yard touchdown run, the only touchdown for the Falcons. They got their other 2 points on a safety. That was more of a reverse that kind of got fumbled and went out the end zone of the Artesians. So now we've got 4th down. Hart is back in at quarterback, but Warren is to his left. Hart back to pass. He's looking to throw it. Has a man, and it is caught. But it's going to be shy of the first. Oh, it's going to be close. That's a really good spot. He needed 9, and he got 10. So a first down for Perry Meridian. They've got one timeout left. Fakes it, gives it, and now on his feet. It's still going. Touchdown. Reggie McDonald. The 27-yard touchdown reception. And the passing game had struggled for Perry Meridian, but 2 pass plays, one a 10-yard pass that had just enough for the first down, then a 27-yard touchdown pass. And that's kind of what the big play of Aiden Warren gives Perry Meridian is Artesians bit on the play action and left Reggie McDonald open in the middle field, and he was able to run it into the end zone. So 16-14 is your score. Perry Meridian leads it. 52 seconds left for the Artesians. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. So we'll see what happens on this return. If Artesians get a decent return, we'll see how aggressive they are. Ty Martin has had success. He's only thrown really deep about one time. It was overthrown, incomplete. A lot of his throws have been quick outs to the sideline or in the middle of the field. He's got the arm to throw it downfield for sure. He just has not quite connected with anybody. So we'll see what Coach Whitson here, the Artesians, do. It's a squib kick. And it is going to go out of bounds. So a break there for Martinsville as they will get the ball at the 35-yard line. So Artesians with 2 timeouts, a chance to try to get something going. Have to give props to Perry Meridian here as this field is fairly new. If you were like me and didn't know, Perry Meridian used to share their football field with Southport for many, many years until just a few years ago when Ray Skillman Family Field was built here. Nice press box, and then the officials have mics just like in college or NFL. So when the penalty is called, we can actually hear what the actual penalty is. So nice feature here from Perry Meridian High School. So Martin, back to pass. It's going to be a quick throw to Matt Thomas. It is a low completion, about a 5-yard completion there. Matt Thomas with that reception. Good to see. Matt Thomas, his 4th reception, but 2 of those receptions have gone for negative yards. So it's only a 2nd positive completion. 2nd down, 27 seconds. Looks like Coach Whitson's not going to try anything too crazy. As a quick, and that is all. I think they were trying to set up the screenplay. That was nearly picked off. Football was tipped incomplete, but that could have been disaster. Ty Martin tried to set up the screen, hit Tyler Cox in space, and Tyler Cox could have got that. He did have space, but the ball was tipped, and fortunately for the Artesians, fell to the turf. Gives it to Tyler Cox around the right side, trying to get the edge, cuts back inside, gets hit hard, and 2 flags come out as Cox was tackled before he got to the first down marker. But we got 2 flags. One came from the official on the far sideline. One came from the referee that was behind the play. Looks like it's going to be against Martinsville as they're the ones walking backwards.
Sixth penalty against Martinsville.
So it will be a holding penalty against the Artesians, so that will make this 3rd and long with 13 seconds left.
It's at the 30-yard line.
We'll take the 30. White neck locked up and let her run down to nothing. Martinsville doesn't even
They run a play, so just slow.
And that should probably do it, as Martinsville will choose not to run another play. And at halftime, Perry Meridian with a 2-point lead, 16-14. Artesians going to halftime down 2, but they will get the ball to start the second half. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with some halftime stats after this.
Our definition of a relationship is being able to look you in the eye and hear about your concern, hearing about your family, hearing about your job, hearing about your aspirations, getting to know you, and positioning ourselves to help you meet those dreams. Now that sounds pretty old-fashioned, but we're not willing to give that up. We're simply not going to give that up.
For all the banking services you need, there's no place like home.
Work can be overwhelming.
School can be overwhelming.
I don't feel like I do enough at home.
I don't feel like myself at home.
I don't know if I'm making the right choices for my future.
I have no idea what to do with my future.
I have anxiety.
I get so depressed.
I just wish someone could understand.
We may be your parents.
But we've been in your shoes.
And we fought the same battles.
No matter what you're facing,
We're here for you.
And you're not in this alone.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/.
And welcome back, everyone, to WREP 15 Sports, watching us live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. Let's go ahead, and while we're at halftime here, let's go back and take a look at a section of the Inside Artesian Football with Coach Carter Whitson.
Take a look at some of the highlights from the contest against Whiteland on Friday night over there at Whiteland Community High School.
Last week, really.
So they go down first drive, score on us pretty good. We were hitting with a counter right here. Tyler Cox, I thought he was gone. Tyler doesn't get caught very often, but the guy had a good angle on him and could run. Big long run there to get us down in scoring position. Where we throw an interception, I think the next play, but it should have been a touchdown if we threw it on time. Here we go, getting the ball to Andy Myers on a quick slant route. Taking what the defense gives us right there, and they were playing him one-on-one, so we took advantage of that a little bit. Another quick slant right there, Xavier to Andy Myers. Andy, I think, Andy was second in the state in receiving yards going into this game. I think he's back down to third, but that'll keep on going up regardless of who's playing quarterback because he's just
going to hand it off to Tyler Cox.
Little draw right here, little draw power with Tyler again. Tyler ran really hard. Took care of the ball better this game than he has.
They're going to hand it off to Tyler Cox again. This time he does get in for the touchdown. No doubt about that one.
See him getting the end zone right there. And then this was a really good point for us. You know, we hit 2 extra points. Jackson Fry hit 2 extra points.
And it's good. Jackson Fry with the extra point.
So that's something that we talked about all year.
So far in this
getting
first
better
quarter.
on special teams
they hand it off to the jet sweep.
And being ready
nice
for the
job there,
playoffs.
TJ. I think they spring that out.
There you go. Anthony Talent right there kind of setting the edge. And Jacob Burkett making a great play out on the edge. They ended up figuring out that their jet sweep was pretty much stopped against us. So then they ended up running a whole lot of counter on the inside. And had some decent success against it. Again, it's just big guys, and we're not real big. Our kids were fighting, but
and tried to cut it back inside. It's going to go backwards. I think it's Bohetz again.
But there you go. I mean, you see us with our fists up. We're getting some third down stops. We're getting off the field. Our special teams are
Chase
playing
Allen,
better.
that's like what they see
We
there
gave
on the
ourselves
side.
a chance to win in the first half and then just couldn't quite get it done in the
Xavier
second.
passes it on the far side.
Little screen action to Matt Thomas right there.
Still going. Across
Matt
the 30, rolls
Matt
into
has
the
had
field
better
for
games, and he knows it, and he's
long
going to have a
time.
bigger game this week. He's
Tyler has it
excited
around
to
the
bounce
left
back
side.
from
Now
that
he goes back
that he had
in.
last week.
He
There's
gets
Tyler
across the
Cox.
20, still fighting
Should
for
have
extra
scored right there if we
yards.
finish
Now
our
they're
block
at the
wide
15.
receiver.
Back there, but they're both
And
injured.
that was
So
kind of a
you've
common
got
theme.
Matt
There's
Thomas
a shot right here. Matt Thomas. Matt fights to
stretches
get in the
out.
end
They're gonna
zone.
give the touchdown.
Good
They
ball
do.
by
Matt
Xavier right
Thomas
there on
with a
3rd and
touchdown
8.
reception,
Taking
11-yard
again what the
pass
defense gives us.
from
We knew we had
Xavier
slants, so Xavier did a good job right there. Here's the
not been
onside kick
successful on either
action.
one.
Ethan Hanline
Try
with a
it again.
great onside kick.
And can
then we got
the
6
Artesians
guys
recover?
over there that
Still
are
loose.
fighting and
Andy
clawing
Myers, can
and
he get
trying
on
to
top
come
of
up with
it?
the ball.
He does.
We
Andy
thought we
Myers
should have got
does.
2 of our 3
Onside
onside
kick is
kicks.
recovered by the Artesians. And a
And
flag is
we will
rolled
continue
late.
to build on that package
So far
as
this
we go
first
along with also kicking the ball deep. But our special teams are coming along.
Nice job.
They're getting better. I thought Bo Hess stepped up and played a great game at inside linebacker. For his first start at inside linebacker, that was really impressive by him. He'll only continue to get better after he gets a little bit more and more comfortable. But that was a great start for him. And then again, defensively, they played hard. They played tough. Whiteland just kind of found some creases late in the game, and our offense didn't do much help to keep them off the field in the second half, and just didn't have bounces go our way in the second half.
So what do you take away from the contest as well from this game? Obviously, you don't have to play them again. It's in a different sectional. But what do you take, a different class even, what do you take away from the contest on Friday night? Obviously, you have different people in, different guys. How do you guys kind of evaluate the film?
Yeah, they get to go play New Pal in their sectional, so they're not really excited about that either. No, they'll give them trouble. It's a good football team. Like we said, it's a really well-coached football team. They play hard. They're big. We take away that we got to get 1 week better. We talked about it on Saturday and we talked about it on Monday. Last year, all we talked about was 1 game better. Next week, who's next? 1-0 each week. Well, right now we're on a losing streak. It's still 1-0. It's still each week. It's still about us. It's still about one opponent, and that's Perry Meridian. So there are things you can take away from it and learn and see what you did well and why you gave yourself a chance to win, but also keep getting better because it's a 9-week preseason in Indiana football. So we got to get ready for the season, which starts week 10.
And that was highlights from last week's game and the loss against Whiteland. Coach Whitson also talking about that game a little bit from last week. Artesians, though, at Perry Meridian trying to break a 4-game losing streak. They're down by 2 at halftime, 16-14. They will get the ball to start the second half. We're going to take another quick break, then we'll come back with some halftime stats after this.
Our definition of a relationship is being able to look you in the eye and hear about your concern, hearing about your family, hearing about your job, hearing about your aspirations, getting to know you, and positioning ourselves to help you meet those dreams. Now that sounds pretty old-fashioned, but we're not willing to give that up. We're simply not going to give that up.
For all the banking services you need, there's no place like home.
Work can be overwhelming.
School can be overwhelming.
I don't feel like I do enough at home.
I don't feel like myself at home.
I don't know if I'm making the right choices for my future.
I have no idea what to do with my future.
I have anxiety.
I get so depressed.
I just wish someone could understand.
We may be your parents.
But we've been in your shoes.
And we fought the same battles.
No matter what you're facing,
we're here for you.
And you're not in this alone.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/.
And welcome back, everyone. WRP 15 Sports, streaming live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. It's 16-14, Perry Meridian leading the Artesians here at halftime at Perry Meridian High School. Stats for the first half. As far as the ground games go, Perry Meridian is definitely outrunning the Artesians. They've got 167 rush yards compared to Martinsville, who only has 8 rushing yards. A lot of that is by design. Artesians really haven't tried to run the ball very much, but when they just have not had a lot of success. Tyler Cox has had a couple of positive runs, but other than that, Martinsville definitely going to the air. Some of those passes to the sideline kind of extended handoffs. So that's where we're at rushing-wise. Passing-wise, it's kind of the script is flipped a little bit. Artesians with 128 passing yards compared to Perry Meridian's 57. Unfortunately for Perry Meridian, the last 2 pass completions that they had led to a touchdown, as Hart had a 10-yard completion and then a 27-yard touchdown strike to kind of close out the first half. So Perry Meridian not a whole lot in the air, but when they have thrown it, they've been efficient. Artesians 128 yards. Ty Martin, the backup quarterback for Martinsville, has 2 touchdown passes, both to Andy Myers. He does have 1 pick that kind of goes into our turnovers. 2 turnovers apiece for both teams. Had a crazy sequence there in the second quarter where you had back-to-back-to-back turnovers. Ty Martin has thrown an interception. Perry Meridian has also thrown an interception on kind of a trick reverse pass play. And both teams have lost a fumble. Artesians, though, that fumble is why they are down by 2. LaFerry tried to take a reverse, and some Perry Meridian defenders were there in the backfield to meet him. Lost the football, and it went out to the end zone, and that's the 2-point differential there as the Artesians trail 16-14. So there are your halftime stats for the first half here at Perry Meridian High School. I'm really impressed with the junior quarterback, Ty Martin, getting his first varsity start, and has been very composed. Made 1 bad pass that led to that was the interception, obviously, but for the most part has done very well throwing the football and really keeping Martinsville in this game. Artesian defense, minus a few lapses, actually has played strong. They've stopped Perry Meridian on 4th down a few times. They've got 2 turnovers, which is something I know Coach Whitson has wanted. So they do have forced 2 turnovers, which has been good. They've and both of those turnovers, I believe, have led to scores. So Martinsville defense really doing some things, minus a few big plays that Perry Meridian hasn't been able to throw at us here. So that was our halftime stats. We're gonna take another quick break, and we'll come back, talk about the first half a little bit, and then we'll start the second half right after this.
Understand.
Being young is hard.
With friends, school, family, homework, jobs, sports.
It's easy to get overwhelmed.
Stress, anxiety, depression.
They can take over everything.
And with drinking, vaping, smoking, drugs.
We know it seems like the easiest answer.
But it just makes things harder.
No matter what you're facing,
you can do it.
And you don't have to do it alone. Because we understand.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
We're not just officers or deputies. We're people. We're parents and grandparents. We're here to serve our community. We're here for you. And we want everyone to succeed and be substance abuse free.
And welcome back, everyone. WREP 15 Sports. Eric Burns here with you live at Ray Skillman Family Field at Perry Meridian High School, where the Artesians trail the Falcons 16-14 in a mid-state conference game. Both teams actually looking for their first conference win of the season. For most of you that have followed along through the season, you know the story for Martinsville. Won their first 2 non-conference games, had that big win against Bloomington South, that second game of the season. And then things have kind of gone south. Unfortunately, Martinsville not making excuses, but they got bit by what Coach Whitson says is not an injury bug, it's an injury elephant, just the number of injuries and the players that are getting injured. You've got some really big key players who have gone down. Obviously, you don't want to make excuses, but you can't ignore the fact that that has affected this football team a little bit in their 4-game losing streak. They're trying to snap that here tonight against the Falcons. They will get the ball to start the second half. Both the offense, defense have looked good. Defense has had some moments that have given up some big chunk plays, led to scores. Offense has turned it over a couple times, so I don't want to say either one has been great, but they've both been solid in certain key moments of this ball game. The junior Ty Martin getting his first start, pass for 128 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception in that first half. Unfortunately, Artesian, the ground game, they cannot get going. They only have 8 yards rushing the football. And like I said, they haven't really had many rushing attempts. Only 6 rushing attempts that I've got a record of. So not really trying the ground game. And having the short passes or long passes, depending on where you're at in the field, to the sideline, that's kind of been an extension of the ground game for Martinsville. And they haven't quite had that success. They had some success against Whiteland last week on the pass to the sideline and got some nice blocking, but unfortunately Perry Meridian defensive backs are cheating up a little bit and coming in and putting a shot on those receivers when they catch it on those sidelines. As for Perry Meridian, they're looking for their first win of the season. Last week against Greenwood, they were in it till the very end, lost by 3, 24-21 to the Woodmen. But the Falcons looking for their first win. They've been enduring a tough stretch the past few years. They had the last 2 seasons, only 1-win seasons for the Falcons. Coach Henninger trying to turn this program around. And Perry Meridian, this is a new field, kind of a new stadium environment here for Perry Meridian. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, which is something that I did not know. It's been a long time since I've been at Perry Meridian High School. I was not aware that they actually used to share their field with Southport High School, which is not too far down the road here. So Southport and Perry Meridian would share a football field together. Now, a few years ago, Perry Meridian had this field built, the Ray Skillman Family Field, a very nice facility. One of the nicest press box I think I've been in for a high school event. Like I mentioned, nice to have the referee mic'd, so when he makes a call, the fans and stuff can hear exactly what the call is instead of just going by the signal. So both teams here with a chance to snap a losing streak. Perry Meridian, 6-game losing streak this season. If you date back from last season a little further, and Artesian's trying to snap a 4-game losing streak, hoping October is better than the month of September. About a minute and a half left to go. Artesians just got out on the field, so they put 3 more minutes back on the clock.
She did, but she's a great representative not only of our program, but our school corporation and our city as well. And she does a great job always praising Martinsville as well. So those are the kind of things that we're just trying to get our coaches.
So under minutes to go now. Artesians, be interesting to see if they stick with the passing plays they've got. Obviously, the pass in this offense is never going to go away completely. This is an offense that built no matter who's the quarterback, Xavier Tonitis or Ty Martin, and they're going to throw the football. But you obviously want to try to get the ground game going a little bit more. Tyler Cox is out there. He did get hurt last week, but he is back out there. He had a big reception that led to a touchdown eventually. He's had a couple positive runs, but really hasn't had a ton of opportunities. So we'll see if maybe they crank him up a little bit. Don't really know what his extent of the injury was, so don't know if he's 100% or not. But we'll see if the Artesians try to get the ground game rolling a little bit more. maybe set up the play action, as Ty Martin has had some success completing those short intermediate throws and hasn't really tried to really go deep, except for one time I remember in that first half down the sideline and overthrew his intended receiver. So see if you get the ground game going, be able to hit that play action and get that big play.
Right now we've got about 13 in our advanced program.
So once again, want to give props to our crew that we've got tonight. All first-timers running camera or running a broadcast. Silas McFarland, Trenton Moody, and Cole Willingham are running your cameras for tonight, and then Cole Meyer is up here in the booth with me doing the technical directing, making sure what camera gets what shot. So all four of those guys, nice job for their first game.
Hopefully they come back and are able to be able to settle down a little bit. I think Ty Martin just needs some confidence. He's got a good arm. And those kids tell him they will.
Perry Meridian getting ready to kick it off here.
They will. Hopefully the defense comes up and stops. Perry threw some little wrinkles into them. That Wildcat gave them a little bit of fit. They'll get it taken care of, and I think you're going to see a little bit of a different outcome here in the second half of play.
Eric Meyer, thanks a lot for being with us here at halftime, Eric. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for what you do for Martinsville High School.
All right, well, you can just like a Spanish family dance and kickoff back underway.
Actually, never mind. We're just going to stay earlier.
Gomez is ready to give it a ride. Will he go short again?
So here we go. We'll see what the kickoff's going to be. And it's a squib kick, and it will pop up and be taken at the 30 by Jalen Arthur, and he will kind of run out to about the 35. So decent starting field position for Martinsville to start this second half.
Well, I got to stay on clear.
So Falcons just kicked it off.
Okay, go back to one.
16.
No, I'm back on track.
Now Martinsville, boy, giving up that late score for Perry Meridian there right before halftime. It was the Hart McDonald show for the last minute or so, putting 7 on the scoreboard for Perry. But it's back to Tyrus Martin.
So Ty Martin back in the shotgun. I think Tyler Cox to his left, and he's gonna throw it. Throws it, and he gets hit again, as that play has not worked for the Artesians. Looks like number 14, Chase Mabry, with his first reception, but it's going to go backwards. And Perry Meridian has just sniffed out those pass plays. Just a quick pass to the either sideline, and there's just nobody to block for the receiver. He catches it, and immediately after catches it, he gets hit and goes backwards. So that's a 3-yard loss on that play. Hands it off this time. Nope, fakes it. Good fake, and now it's caught. And that's going to be enough for a first down. We'll see who that was on the far side. I don't know if that was Craig Wessner. It was Craig Wessner, number 87, with about a 14-yard reception and a first down for the Artesians. So that pass play worked that time, so good to see.
That's Craig Wessner on the catch, Randall.
They're going to try Chase Mabry again, and he catches it, but it's incomplete. But luckily that was incomplete, because if it was caught, it was going to be for about a 1 or 2 yard loss. Just not giving the receiver enough to catch that and run, as that play doesn't work if the throw is low. It's got to be right on the money, and that time it was low and was incomplete for no gain, which is probably better than the completion. Martin tries to get a man. He does. That is caught in the middle of the field, and Chase Mabry with that reception. So they're trying to get number 14 involved a little bit here. They've gone to him 3 times, and that's the first positive reception he's got. Sets up a 3rd and manageable for the Artesians. 3rd and 2nd. They're going to hand it off, and Tyler Cox, nice job bursting through the hole and gets near the 35-yard line. So another first down for Martinsville. So this drive is looking promising so far to open the second half. Ty Martin rolls out to his right, in a little bit of trouble, throws it up, and it is caught by Craig Wesner. What a catch. Craig Wesner went up and got that, bobbled a little bit, but came down with it for a secure reception for a 9-yard catch. Bring up second and short. What a play by Wesner.
Only a 9-yard gain. I thought it was 11-yard pickup. It was only 9.
Trips on the left by himself. Myers on the right. Martin looks over the sideline. Knocks to his right. Takes a step. Let's go.
Ty Martin back to pass. He's looking for Andy Myers. Overthrows him. And there is a flag that comes late. So this might be pass interference on Perry Meridian.
Moody, stay on that guy.
We'll see what the official call is. This is pass interference. That is a pretty tough call if you're a Falcons fan, because that was well over the head of Andy Meyer. But it will be a pass interference, and I believe that's only the second penalty on the Falcons on the night.
It'll be half the distance, so it's going to be at about the big penalty.
So that will give the Artesians a first down with it being 2nd and 1.
Moody, you want to give me a shot at 55 or something?
He's marking it from the 27, so it's going to be at the 13 and a half.
Actually,
They are inside the red zone. Oh, boy, terrific. It's going to be down to 14, 13-yard line.
About the 13.5-yard line is where they will mark that after the pass interference penalty against the Falcons. So fresh set of downs for Ty Martin in this offense. 1st and 10, so you can still get a first down here. Not quite at 1st and goal yet.
Zoom out a little bit. Zoom out. Yeah, we're going to just hold it there until we get ready to go.
3 first downs on this drive. Martinsville started at their own 38.
This drive started inside the Artesian 40.
Couple nice catches by Craig Wesner.
Martinsville is able to get some first downs. Craig Wesner with some nice receptions. Chase Mabry also with a catch or two. And then Tyler Cox with a nice run as well mixed in. And they've got I don't think someone knew the snap count there, because I believe a receiver on that far side started going well before the snap. Artesians had several penalties, especially early on in that first half. Things got a little bit better as the half went on. But several penalties to start the half, and right there, a penalty that'll move you back 5 yards. Fakes the handoff. Gives it to Andy Myers in that little screen. Andy Myers makes one man miss. At the 10, the 5, stretches out. Is he in? It's touchdown.
There's no penalty, is there?
Andy Myers with the 3rd touchdown reception of the night. And that was all Andy Myers in the blocking on that bubble screen. Andy Myers was able to break a tackle, kind of a shoestring tackle at the 10-yard line, and then dive forward to the pylon for his 3rd touchdown, 11th on the season. What a game for the senior, number 31, Andy Myers. So 20-16, going to go for 2 here, it looks like. If you're up by 5 points, it really doesn't do much for you. Up 6, that's a different story. Ty Martin rolls to his right and could not connect. Looks like he was trying to get Matt Thomas, but hit the dirt. And now it's 20-16. 4-point game, though. Artesians a nice opening second half drive. But a 65-yard drive. You see here the replay. Little screen play as Andy Myers gets it. And he breaks this tackle at the 10, steps out of it at the 5, and then dives forward into the end zone for the score.
Headset off.
And I'm going to go back to steps.
Dancing? I don't see anyone dancing.
Really? Flair. Is it on Fox? Welcome back to Falcons Field.
So Martinsville, after the 20-yard touchdown reception from Ty Martin to Andy Myers, all of Ty Martin's touchdowns have gone to Andy Myers. They're going to try an onside kick, and it gets through, and I think it went out of bounds. So it went through that first line for Perry Meridian, but they could not catch up to it before it went out of bounds. So Perry Meridian will get the football at around midfield. Obviously, Coach Whitson sees something I don't, as they've tried 3 onside kicks, I believe, tonight, and have not been able to get a single one. In the first half, it was Aiden Warren, number 27. He had over 100 yards rushing in that first half, including a 52-yard touchdown run. I'm sure he's going to be involved, but not this time, as that's Dale this time with a carry across the 50 for about a 5 or 6 yard pickup. Juwan Dale has been involved in the running game and the passing game as a receiver, but number 27, Aiden Warren, has been the main go-to guy for Perry Meridian. He does a little bit of everything, but mainly he runs the ball, and he's going to get it this time and finds a hole in the middle, cuts back inside, bounces off some tackles, and is finally slung down. Jacob Burkett in there on that tackle. Also Malachi Pringle, but not before Warren can get across the 35 to about the 34-yard line for a first down, and just like that, Perry Meridian in good position.
He's just a junior.
Hands it off to Warren. Warren finds a hole in the middle and gets out to near the 30, so about a 4-yard pickup. Aiden Warren, a very patient runner. Even when he sees nothing there, a defender coming right at him, he's kind of able to sidestep and find a hole or bounce it to the outside. There's been a few times Artesians have been able to get him in the backfield, but not many. Fakes the handoff. And it is it picked off? It's incomplete. Good effort there by the Martinsville player. Larry Bland, he's already has 1 interception tonight. Thought he had a second one. Good effort by Larry Bland. That pass was well off the mark, and Larry Bland went down for it, but just could not come up with it. So 3rd and 7 coming up for Perry Meridian. Balls at the Artesian 31-yard line. And it's Aiden Warren in that Wildcat. And a timeout's going to be called by Coach Henninger and the Falcons coaching squad. So the first timeout for them. Important 3rd down. But probably 4-down territory for the Falcons. So Perry Meridian looking to, if they can get the first down or more, great. But if they can just make 4th down a little bit more manageable than 7 yards, that's kind of what they're looking at. Artesians have to know where 27 is. Warren fakes it. He's going to go around to the left side, and he's going to be tackled. Nope, still on his feet. Wow. Looks like you had him at the 30-yard line, but he was able to fight his way near the first down marker, and it's going to be awfully close. It's going to be 4th and less than a yard for Meridian. They're definitely going to go for it here. Little miscommunication there for Meridian. Aiden Warren on the Wildcat. He's going to take it himself, and he will get the first down and gets out to about the 20-yard line. So another first down for Meridian, under 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. Artesians had a really nice drive that led to a score. Meridian trying to match it. They had a short field to work with after the onside kick. You didn't get it. So they've been working at around midfield. Now have it at the 20. Aiden Warren been the main person. They hand it off to Dale this time, and he goes nowhere. Gang tackle there by the Artesians. That's a good idea to hand that off because, you know, Artesians are focused on 27. So maybe try to give it to someone else, thinking maybe Martinsville will be focused on 2-7. But that time Artesian defense gathered, did a nice job. Got the stop for minimal gain, and we've got a second and long coming up. Hart fakes the pass. He's going to look the other way. Got a man open. It is caught inside the 10. Number 35 on that reception for Meridian, Camden Kelly. So we're going to have first and goal coming up for the Falcons. Said Meridian not a team that passes it a whole lot. Warren, and he will try to spin. He does not get away from Ethan Potteroff. Ethan Potteroff right there. And Aiden Warren kind of tried to jump and spin his way out of that tackle. But good job by Ethan. Drops him for about a 4 or 5 yard loss. So second goal now from the 11-yard line. This third quarter has gone pretty quickly just because both teams have run their offense, marched it downfield. No real big quick plays. Pretty methodical drives from both sides. Artesians were able to score 6 points on their first opening drive. Now we'll see Meridian here. Warren flushes himself out and gets tackled from behind at around the 10-yard line. Artesian tackle there, Nigel Bryant. So only about a 2-yard carry there as Aiden Warren looked to pass it but couldn't find anyone. Tried to tuck and run but only got a couple yards. Meridian moving all of their receivers to the left side. Quick pass. Escapes one man. Aiden Warren trying to get to the end zone. They do. So Aiden Warren got the pass and had 3 blockers in front of him. Was able to escape one tackle and then got into the end zone. And Meridian back up top, 22-20. This has been a back and forth affair. And Aiden Warren with his second touchdown of the night. This time it's a receiving touchdown. Big extra point here to make it a 3-point ball game. And we have a stoppage of play. There is a penalty flag, and it looks like it's going to go against the Artesians, I think. And it's offsides against the Artesians. So that moves the football up just a little bit, but doesn't look like it's going to change the play call of Perry Meridian. Looks like they're still going to go for the extra point. Kick is up. It is. Looks good, and it is. So a 3-point game now, 23-20. The home team leads it. Perry Meridian with 4 minutes and 4 seconds left in the third quarter. A tight Mid-State Conference football game here. First October, Friday night in October. Both teams in that third quarter with long, methodical drives. Artesians were able to get in on a 20-yard touchdown pass from Martin to Andy Myers. And Perry Meridian, a 9-yard touchdown pass from Hart to Aiden Warren. Both of them kind of those quick passes with the screens. And both resulted in 6 points. Artesians went for a 2-point conversion, did not get it. Perry Meridian, as you just saw, hit the extra point. So they've got the 3-point lead, 23-20. It's a squib kick, high bounce, and will be taken. The 30, now some speed. Andy Myers tries to break a couple tackles, still on his feet at the 50, but that's as far as he will go. But a nice return there by Andy Myers, gets a running start, takes the football on the hop. Thought he might have a big return, but still gets it out to the 50, so Artesian offense will have it at midfield. Hands it off to Tyler Cox. Tyler Cox tries to bounce it on the outside. There is a flag that comes from the official on the far sideline, so have to see what this is about. Play's going to result in a no gain or maybe even a 1-yard loss, and it looks like it's going to be a holding against the Artesians, and it will be a holding. That's really tough when you have a holding call and still don't get anything. Martinsville had no gain and even had a player holding. So just the running game just has not worked for the Artesians tonight. Still got a quarter of football left, but it has been the passing game that has helped the Artesians, and that's kind of been this offense this season. It's been designed for pass plays and big plays, but you like to have a little bit more of a rushing attack than you've had tonight. So now you're first and long after the penalty. He's got a man. It is Mabry. Chase Mabry was there. He kind of slowed down a little bit. I don't know if he didn't think the pass was coming to him or got his feet tangled up a little bit, but it seemed like he stutter-stepped a little bit once he hit near the 40-yard line and was just overthrown. But as you can see there, Ty Martin has a big arm. Not afraid to throw deep, just hasn't done it much. But had Chase Mabry had a man step on his man. Fakes the handoff, a little screen here to Wexner. Oh, and Craig Wesner, shoestring tackle. If he escapes that, he's going to have all kinds of green in front of him. But instead, he gets tackled at the 45-yard line, 46-yard line, and brings up 3rd and long. 3rd and 14 about. Big 3rd down play here, because if you don't get anything, you're more than likely having to punt this away to Perry Meridian. Fakes the handoff. And Ty Martin's in trouble, and he will go down. First sack of the night for Perry Meridian, and now you're going to send Matt Thomas out to punt this away. So last time Matt Thomas was out on the field, he had a great punt that was downed at the 1. Let's see if he can repeat that. Matt Thomas. High punt there. It's going to take a bounce, and it's going to go the Artesians' way. It is picked up, though, and it's Aiden Warren again. Aiden Warren makes a man miss, and still on his feet, but finally strung down at the 30-yard line. So Aiden Warren doing a little bit of everything. He let that bounce, and he took it and was able to return it for about a 20-yard return. And Perry Meridian will have it at the 30. Artesian defense needs a big stop here because offense just went 3 and out. Defense was out on the field a long time against Perry Meridian on their last drive. So they've got to get off the field in a hurry. They do have forced 2 turnovers tonight. Let's see if they can make it number 3. There's Dale. And Dale with a strong run to the 40-41. So another first down for Perry Meridian. The official will take a timeout. And I think we're good. I think just a football player came out of his shoe, so official gave him a little bit more time to get the shoe situation taken care of. First down from the 41-yard line. Little miscommunication from Dale, but Dale still turns it into a positive play. And the ball's come loose. And the Artesians have it. And it's Larry Bland again. He's got 1 interception, and now he's got a fumble recovery as Dale. Unfortunately for that young man, that is his 2nd fumble of the night. Had 1 in the first quarter. Had a touchdown reception, or a reception, then got hit immediately, dropped the football. And that time was fighting for extra yards, and I think got hit from behind, and the ball came loose. And here's the replay. See the run into the quarterback there is to Dale. Lowers his shoulder. Ball comes loose right there, and Larry Bland right there to jump on top of it. So a huge break for the Artesians, and that's their 3rd takeaway. Ty Martin trying to get it to Andy Myers, I think, is the one who made that catch, and he did. So near the 40-yard line. Good job by the defense. They responded. I said they had to because they had been out on the field a long time. Little speed option here. Tyler Cox makes 1 man miss. Still on his feet and gets tackled around the 30-yard line. So a nice run, probably the best run of the night for any Artesian player. Looked like it could have been a disaster play, the speed option. Looks like Tyler Cox is going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage, spun out of that, and was able to move forward and get a nice gain for a first down for the Artesians. A minute left here in the 3rd quarter. Gives it again, Tyler Cox. Now the ground game's starting to run. We've got a flag that gets thrown late. So about a 5-yard run, but there is a penalty flag that was thrown from the official on the far side.
I'm just going to stay on here. Go on for that.
It's waiting. It's Martinsville 35 seconds left.
And it's another hold against the Artesians.
It won't take long.
So that's a tough penalty because now you got 1st and 21. Clock's running at 29 seconds, so this could be the last play of the quarter. Artesians down by 3. Martin back to pass. Little screen set up. Tyler Cox still fighting, gets it out across the 40-yard line. Good effort there by Tyler Cox. I didn't think anything was going to happen there because when he caught it, he was surrounded by about 3 Perry Meridian defenders, but was able to get some positive yards. And that's going to do it here for the 3rd quarter. So both teams score a touchdown, and we've got a tight one here at Perry Meridian. They lead 23-20, but the Artesians have the ball when we come back after this.
To get accepted to a good college,
I want to be a businesswoman.
I really want to be very independent in my life.
I just love watching my friends be happy, and I want to do whatever I can to make them happy. I wish that my friends will be able to achieve all of their dreams.
I want to help as much as I can.
I want to help people, but like in a bigger way.
Our definition of a relationship is being able to look you in the eye and hear about your concern, hearing about your family, hearing about your job, hearing about your aspirations, getting to know you, and positioning ourselves to help you meet those dreams. Now that sounds pretty old-fashioned, but we're not willing to give that up. We're simply not going to give that up.
For all the banking services you need, there's no place like home.
And welcome back, everyone, to WREP 15 Sports. Eric Burns here giving you the play-by-play call of this Mid-State Conference game. If you're watching us live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel, we thank you. We got a 2nd and 18. There was a 10-yard holding penalty on first down that moved Martinsville back. They've got the ball thanks to a fumble recovery by the Artesians, the 3rd forced turnover by Martinsville. Martin back to pass. Going to throw it far sideline to Andy Myers. Andy Myers lowers his shoulder and falls forward for a nice big chunk of yards, and that's going to bring up 3rd and short. It's exactly what's a smart play there by Ty Martin. You know, you're 2nd down and long. If you can get it into 3rd and manageable, you give yourself a much better chance. It's exactly what he did. Little speed option play. Tyler Cox, he's going to cut it back inside, and he is still on his feet and stumbles across the 10-yard line. Not sure if he would have made it in the end zone if he didn't have that stumble, but nonetheless, we've got 1st and goal now from the 9. So Jackson Fry is 2 for 2 on extra points, and if you can stay in this range and don't lose any yards, you will maybe give him a shot to tie this game. I know hasn't had a field goal opportunity yet, but the Artesians trying to get points. Tyler Cox up the middle, spins, gets down to about the 4-yard line. So 2nd down now from the 4-yard line. Ty Martin throws it. He's got a man, and it's Craig Wesner with a touchdown. Craig Wesner was wide open. Ty Martin hit him for touchdown number 4.
How about Craig's first touchdown of the season or his varsity career?
Craig Wesner, his first receiving touchdown.
How about a young man that just gives it his all every day? That's Craig Wesner.
And now the Artesians with a 3-point lead. Jackson Fry trying to make it a 4-point lead.
Ty Martin. We're on the Craig Wesner. Extra point coming up. This is the big one. 26-23.
Click off of it.
Fry waits on the ball.
Fry kicks it, and it gets over the crossbar. Jackson Fry had a lot of pressure, but was able to get it through, so he's 3 for 3 for extra points, and the Artesians with a 27-23 lead, but we still have a whole 4th quarter left, folks. We're just a minute and 1 second in, and we've got a replay here of the last touchdown. See, Ty Martin takes a few steps to his right, and there's Craig Wesner wide open, gets a nice block. You saw right in front of Craig Wesner to make sure that Perry Meridian defender did not get Craig Wesner before he hit the goal line, but he was able to walk in there for his first touchdown of the season. Ty Martin, very impressed with him. 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception on the night. Now let's see what Coach Whitson does here. He has tried the onside kick several times tonight and has been unsuccessful on all of his onside kicks. It looks like they're going to try it again. So you have to wonder if it's better to maybe try to kick it deep and not give Perry Meridian good starting field position, but we'll see. Obviously, that won't be the case if they can recover an onside kick. Gets a bounce. Well, didn't get quite the bounce he wanted to. It did bounce, but not bounce up like you really want to on those onside kicks. And Perry Meridian recovers the onside kick like they have all night. and they will get the ball at about midfield.
Good for us.
And 58. 1 second. 27, 23. Point lead. And again, the Falcons have a short field. 51 and a half yards. That's all they got to go.
So first down for Meridian. Let's see if the defense can create another turnover. Aiden Warren, and that's a nice job by the Artesians to tackle from behind. I think Jason Cox was able to bring Warren down. It looked like he might have a lot more space there on that left side, but was able to be corralled before he got 5 yards on that pickup.
Dale's a pretty powerful run of his, though, too. He's having a pretty good night, probably a big night for him in the season.
Yeah, ESPN has
Here's our back
cameras
inside the
going
huddle.
to the game.
And 25.
Oh, wait, not T Sports.
27, 23 on the Ross Real Estate Evaluation. Hart takes the snap. Hands it off.
Warren, he makes one man miss, and there he goes on the right side, tackled from behind. And inside the 30, Aiden Warren with another big run, and Jacob Burkett with the tackle.
Well, now we're about a 28-yard.
So he had a 6-yard run from Aiden Warren, and then a big 20-plus yard run to set him up inside the 30. Another first down, and Meridian is feeling good. Their offense been out there twice, scored a touchdown, fumbled last time they had it.
Well, 9 minutes and 50 seconds left in this game. And the Falcons are not
Warren, and it breaks one tackle, but nice job by Anthony Talon, I think, number 16, to come up and make that hit, limit that gain to about a 3-4 yard pickup. But once again, Artesians had a man in the backfield, but Aiden Warren was able to get out of it.
158 rushing yards and 22 carries for Warren. And just picked up another.
As they're at their 25-yard line for the down. Things that the second and 7. They make a pass, but they haven't passed this last time. Yeah. I think they need to show that they can pass, because if you keep running, we're not being offensive.
Gives it to Dale this time. Dale, and makes one man miss, gets tackled out of bounds, and it's going to be close to a first down. So Jawan Dale gets the first down run. You got to feel for him a little bit. He's fumbled twice in this game, so for him to still have the confidence to take that and get a first down run is testament to him.
17 first down at the 17-yard line for the Falcons. Martinsville with 14 first down.
And it's Aiden Warren in the Wildcat, and Artesians had it strung out, but he is somehow able to escape and out of bounds. Aiden Warren around the 10-yard line. And Artesians just do not have an answer for number 27. They've been able to get him in the backfield a few times, but most of the time Aiden Warren is breaking tackles and making some big plays. He's got one rushing touchdown and one receiving touchdown on the night. And with second down here with 9 minutes to go, he's got it again. Aiden Warren up the middle, scores touchdown. Aiden Warren, his second rushing touchdown of the night. And now it's 29-27. And the extra point coming up.
His 24th carry this evening, Randall, giving 175 yards. 29-27.
That's nuts.
Aiden Warren actually getting close to 200 rushing yards on the night. Extra point up, and it's no good. It went left. I thought he pushed it left, so 29-27. So the Artesians with a chance. If they march downfield and get close enough, they would have a chance to kick the field goal for the lead, but still 9:09 left to play. A lot of time left in this game, so a lot can still happen. Fourth quarter here Both teams trying to make the month of October better than the month of September. As Perry Meridian 0-6, 0-4 in the conference. The Artesians 2-4, 0-4 in the conference.
It must be his dad. This just popped up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Fawcett.
Why is he following me in the middle of the game?
Fawcett just started following him.
If it's onside, looks like Martinsville might be ready. And the kick is
Go, man.
Squib kick scooped up at the 20. It's Andy Myers. Andy Myers cuts back in, bounces off a couple of defenders, gets out to the 45-yard line. So once again, a nice return by Andy Myers. He had the last one, got it out to about the 50, this time at the 45. So gives the Artesians decent starting field position. Both of these teams have kind of started inside the 30s all night, except for that one punt that Matt Thomas had that drove the Perry Meridian back inside their own one. But ever since then, both teams have had really good starting field position. With the Artesians, when they kick off, it's trying to get an onside kick, and Perry Meridian kind of with that squib kick. Going to do a quick pass to Tyler Cox, and he gets out for about 3 yards on that catch. That play made me a little nervous because it seemed like it took a little longer to develop than I would have liked. Is sometimes Perry Meridian, the way they've snuck up and hit the receivers right as they caught it. You never want a Perry Meridian player to step in front of that pass. Andy Myers, and he dropped it. Andy Myers tried to run before he actually had it. Andy Myers, don't know. I mean, obviously, you get the football in Andy Myers' hands, anything can happen. There wasn't a whole lot of room. He had a couple players coming down on him. So, but definitely Andy Myers tried to head up field before he had it. So 3rd and 8 coming up. Once again, this is a game where you can get it 4th and manageable. 6 seconds on the play clock. Ty Martin has it. He's just going to hand it off to Tyler Cox up the middle, and Tyler Cox gets hit immediately. Good tackle there by the Falcons. Maybe got a yard on that, so it's going to be 4th and 7. We'll see what Coach Whitson does here. Artesians are down by 2. 4th quarter, 8:13 left to go. Right now showing they're going to go for it. Unless you're just going to try. Nope, they're going to go for it. They're going to snap it. All kinds of pressure. It's caught. And it's going to be a first down. Excellent pass there on the far sideline. I think it was Andy Myers. Great catch by Andy Myers and a first down, but unfortunately I saw Andy Myers go to the sideline. Andy Myers is hurt, and that's a player you cannot afford to be without. We'll keep an update on Andy Myers. He was the one that made a great catch. Craig Wesner catches, cuts back inside, spins, and gets to the 35-yard line. So about a 9-yard pickup there. So this is all set up by a 4th and 8. Andy Myers with and Ty Martin just going to run up, and there's a flag thrown. It's going to be an illegal shift against the Artesians. So it's the last thing you want. You have 2nd and 1, and then you get a penalty that's going to move you backwards. But this drive continued because Andy Myers made an excellent diving catch, stayed in bounds, got the first down on 4th and 8. Unfortunately, he immediately went to the sideline, looked to be injured, but not for sure what that injury is. Don't see him out there yet, but we'll keep an eye out. I think I see 31 across the field. We will see. Andy Myers not out there right now. Ty Martin back to pass, and it's picked off. And Ty Martin's going to try to catch him, and Tyler Cox does catch him. But it was Aiden Warren who had the pick. Surprise, surprise, number 27 has been everywhere tonight, and there he was there on the defense. It's his second interception thrown by Ty Martin. Thrown a pretty clean game for most of the night, but right there just kind of eyed the receiver a little too much. Aiden Warren was able to step in front of the intended receiver and takes it all the way inside the 10-yard line, and Perry Meridian is in business, up 2 with 7 minutes and 10 seconds left to go.
Yeah, here they come again. Martin, stop
Aiden Warren gets it again, bounces to the outside, and is going to be tackled inside the 5 to about the 2. So second and goal from the 2-yard line.
Or hit a little fade out to Reggie.
No, I think we're going to run it at the end of the day. They haven't yet to be able to stop Aiden Warren.
Could be like one of those Red Fitness players again.
Well,
25 carries for Warren, 182 rushing yards.
Aiden Warren is out back. I'm surprised they just don't have the direct touch Aiden Warren. Hard about blocking. But handoff to Aiden Warren.
Hands it off to Aiden Warren up the middle, and he will get in there for the score. Touchdown, Perry Meridian, and they go up 35-27. And this extra point is really big because if Perry Meridian does not hit this, it's still a one-possession game with 6:25 to go in the fourth quarter. They hit this, it's a 9-point advantage at Perry Meridian. Aiden Warren has had quite the game. His third rushing touchdown, he has one receiving touchdown, and he had the interception that set up that last score. Kick is up. It is, looks good. It is good. So the extra point is connected, and that was a big one for the Falcons. It is now a 36-27 ball game. And Perry Meridian looking for their first win of the season. Artesians trying desperately to snap a 4-game losing streak, but after the interception by Ty Martin, Aiden Warren was able to snatch it at around the 40-yard line. Artesians were driving. And Aiden Warren was able to step in front of the pass, takes it all the way inside the 10, and then 2 plays later, Aiden Warren runs it in for the end zone. Good news is I do see number 31, Andy Myers, back for the Artesians, so he had to go out for a few plays the last series, but he is back. Coach Whitson talked on the coaches show Inside Artesian Football with Eric Meyer earlier this week that usually when big plays or good things are happening, 27's involved, and he's absolutely right. So Martinsville knew how good of a player Aiden Warren was. And this is going to be a squib kick. Bounces up to Andy Myers. Let's see if he can do something with it. And he bounces off to the outside. He's got some room now, 40. Cuts back in to the 30 and goes down around the 25-yard line. So a nice return there by Andy Myers, and that's something the Artesians really desperately needed because they're down 9 and they kind of have to score quick with 6 minutes left. So another nice return by Andy Myers. So the Artesians with a chance here if they can score. They still have 3 timeouts. So they can, here's the return here. You see Andy Myers start up the middle, then bounces out to the left side. The 50, cuts back in, escapes the runner, and then finally drug down around the 25-yard line. So a nice return set up by the senior who's had a great game as well. He's had 3 touchdown receptions and has done some damage on the return. Ty Martin looking to throw. He's got a man. It is Craig Wesner who caught it just inside the 5-yard line. So just like that, Ty Martin's going to try to sneak it in, and we've got a whistle. I don't see a flag, so I don't know if a timeout was called or why the official stopped the play.
winds the clock back up. 6 minutes.
Apparently the referee did not think teams were set, but anyway, Artesians tried to rush it to the line and sneak it in with Ty Martin, but
Need a quick one, and that's what they're doing.
need to score here in the next play or two. Hands it off to Tyler Cox, and he's in easily for a touchdown. So just like that, Martinsville, after going down 9 points, the return set up by Andy Myers. You see the student section in full force here at Perry Meridian High School. The good return by Andy Myers sets up a quick score. Just took 2 plays, a 23-yard pass completion to Craig Wesner, who has had a great game. Scored his first receiving touchdown. And then the run there by Tyler Cox. Jackson Fry kicks it, and it looks good, and it is good. So it is back to a 2-point game, 36-34 with 5:42 left. This has been a good one. And here's the last touchdown. See, Craig Wesner will come in motion. They just hand it off to Tyler Cox, and big hole there for him to run through. So now it's time for the Martinsville defense to get a stop and get the football back to their offense. They're still down 2 with 5:42 left to go. The big question is, can they stop 27? Aiden Warren, the player who has done it all for the Falcons. He's played offense, he's played defense, he's got an interception, he's scored touchdowns on the ground, through the air. And you know that he's going to have the football in his hands as this game closes out. Now we'll see. Does Martinsville try the onside kick again? They are. It's going to be right up the middle. And the ball's still loose. Who has it? Artesians just this time did it right up the middle. So Perry Meridian was the one that recovered it.
It's our ball. It's still their ball.
That scoring drive for Martinsville after Andy Myers returned the ball to the 25-yard line. First play of Pat 20.
So that was close. Artesians, they were also close to touching the football before it went 10 yards. Artesians, a lot of contact there initially, but Martinsville going to have to try to stop Perry Meridian. Hart in the shotgun. He hands it off to guess who? Warren trying to get to the outside, and he is still going, and finally there's a flag that comes late. Warren carries Cox across the 50, so right now it's about a 6-yard pickup, but it is a holding call against the Falcons. So that moves them back, and Perry Meridian's played a pretty clean football game. Not too many penalties against them. That is a big one.
We're still up the door. Let's put the fire out. Takes it all the way back to the 36-yard line of the Falcons. Get all the way to the 45.
So that'll move the ball back to about the 36-yard line of Perry Meridian. 1st and 19 is what we're looking at, 5:34 to go. Artesians down 2. They need the football back to try to get a chance to win this football game. Perry Meridian trying to run the clock out. Fakes it to, no, they do give it to Warren. That was a good fake. Gets across the 40. That was a nice fake there by quarterback Hart. I thought he pulled that and was going to pass it, but did end up handing it off to Aiden Warren. Gets it to about the 41-yard line, so still 2nd and long, only about a 4-yard pickup. That's pretty good for the Artesians to limit Warren to only 4 yards because he has been able to churn out big chunks of plays. Gives it to Dale this time, and Dale is stuffed. There's not a lot for him to go, so maybe a yard or two for Dale. So a nice job there, Artesian defensive line to get a push and get the stop. So they stop Jawandale, number 18. Now it's 3rd and long. And we'll see. If Artesians can get a stop here and limit the gain, you'd have to think Coach Henninger with 4th and long and with Perry Meridian up 2, they would probably punt this away. I don't think they would risk it if on 4th down unless they get it close here. So they give it to him. He's got it. Warren has it. He's going to be well shy of the first down. Gets tackled at about the 49-yard line. So it would make a 4th and 6, 4th and 7 situation. Let's see what Coach Henninger does here. 3:46 left to go. Clock is running. Artesians have all 3 timeouts, and Perry Meridian's going to bring out their punting unit. And I think this is the wise play, because if you're Perry Meridian, last thing you want to do is turn it over on down and give Martinsville a short field.
There you go.
So Perry Meridian. Punt it away. It's a high punt. Craig Wesner takes it, makes the first man miss, but gets tackled around the 25. So 3 minutes, 14 seconds left. Martinsville's got to go 75 yards. So remember that missed extra point earlier in the half. That has given Artesians a chance where if they get it close enough, they could kick a field goal for the win if they don't get it in the end zone. Ty Martin, the junior backup quarterback, getting his first varsity start. Now is going to try to run kind of a 2-minute drill. Quick pass to Craig Wesner, who's got it on the outside. Still on his feet, gets it to about, oh no, check that. I'm sorry, that was Matt Thomas with that catch. And gets it out near the 35-yard line. So makes it about a 7 or 8 yard pickup there. Makes it 2nd and 2. You've got plenty of time. You really don't have to change a lot that you do. You've got all 3 of your timeouts left. So Martinsville doesn't really have to change a whole lot offensively. Just need to make sure they're efficient and they don't turn it over. And they give it out on the sideline again and goes for a big play across the 40-yard line. So a first down for Martinsville. And that's 2 back-to-back plays where they've just kind of thrown it to that far sideline and gotten some big plays out of it. Ty Martin trying to get someone to bite. He's got Andy Myers. Oh, it's off his hands. Andy Myers had 1 or 2 steps on his man, and it just went off the hand of Andy Myers. Ty Martin pump fakes and had Andy Myers streaking down the far sideline, and it hit Andy Myers in the hands. He had to reach out his arms. It wasn't right on there, but it was pretty darn close, and I'm sure Andy Myers would say, I should have had that one. That would have been a touchdown, and Artesians would be up right now, but still 2nd down. They're going to hand it off to Tyler Cox. Tyler Cox up the middle, gets a nice little run there on 2nd down, makes it 3rd and short. 3rd and about 4, it looks like here. Martin throws it, and it hit the ground.
Still on his feet, going out of bounds. They call it completed. Myers. Yeah, they like, but I thought like, keep him moving. Myers out there.
So the first down pass from up here, I could be wrong, from up here it looks like I thought that the ball hit the turf and bounced up in the hands of Andy Myers, but I guess not. So that's nope, doesn't, according to our replay. So it just looked like it hit the ground from up here, but it didn't. It was a clean catch by Andy Myers. You see there, he goes down and gets it and keeps his knee above the ground. So Tyler Cox still on his feet, spinning toward the 40. So Artesians moving the drive. They're going to hit the 2-minute mark here. Still have 3 timeouts, but Artesians moving the ball, not really going to use too many timeouts here unless they have to. They don't want to give Meridian any time as Tyler Cox gets it across the 40, gets a little bit of push to about the 39-yard line. So I'll bring up 3rd and 4 coming up. And this, now the Artesians will call their first timeout with 1:38 left to go in the 4th quarter. This has been a fun one to call. Back and forth. Both teams trying to get back on the winning side of things. And Andy Myers with that last first down reception. Like I said, from up here it looked like he caught it off the ground, but nope, he went down and made a clean catch, was able to keep his knees from hitting the turf and get the first down. Now a couple runs by Tyler Cox. We've got a 3rd and 4 situation here. Artesians coming out of a timeout. Artesians in this position have kind of thrown that quick pass to the far sideline. You have to be careful that Meridian doesn't cheat up and try to step in front of that pass. Fakes it. Gives it on to Andy Myers on that screen, and he could not hang on to it. It was thrown just slightly behind him. Just a hair behind Andy Myers. And that's got to be on the money. So this is the game right here. 4th down. If Meridian gets the stop. Meridian's trying to make some noise here for their team. Fakes it. Gives it to Andy Myers on the screen. He's got the first down and gets leveled. Absolutely hit at the 30, but is able to, and he's still down, unfortunately. Andy Myers got hit immediately. And Andy Myers slowly sitting up, but he's going to take a seat at the sidelines, but he got hit. Andy Myers got absolutely hit. It was a clean hit. But Andy Myers got the first down. So we've got a fresh set of downs here. 1:25 to go. Ty Martin looking. He's going to go deep. Incomplete. Trying to get to Matt Thomas on that far side. Here's a replay, I believe, of the first down reception. Tried that little tunnel screen. Nice catch. There's the first down. You see Andy Myers get hit on his right side. I don't know if he did see that coming. We've got 2nd down now, 1:16 to go. The junior quarterback, his first varsity start, trying to give the Artesians a win. It's Andy Myers who could not hang on to that one, and now we've got 3rd and 10. Andy Myers back out there. Andy Myers had a great game. He's had a couple of drops here late, but he has had an absolute great game. 3 touchdowns. So a 3rd down here. Obviously a 4-down territory for Martinsville. Well out of field goal range just yet. Some pressure. Matt Thomas makes a man miss. Matt Thomas at the 20-yard line, going to be close to the first down. I think he's going to have it. Matt Thomas with a first down catch. Well, now have not made it official yet. It's going to be 4th and 1. 4th down here. This is the game. 4th and 1. Artesian, a little speed option. Tyler Cox cuts back inside, has the first down. That'll stop the clock momentarily. And Coach Whitson's going to call a timeout. I believe this is number 2. 43 seconds left, and what a move by Tyler Cox. The speed option looked like he was dead to rights, but shifted to his left and was able to get enough for the first down. So some really big 3rd and 4th down conversions. You see another first down here. You think Tyler Cox is done and then just kind of jukes to his left. Finds enough room for the first down. So the ball's at the 16-yard line. Jackson Fry has been the kicker for the Artesians, has done really well in the extra points. I do not know what his range is. I mean, right now this would still be about a 32-yard field goal, so maybe a little bit more than Jackson Fry could handle. But still, 43 seconds. Martinsville with 1 timeout left. And they got a fresh set of downs, first down here. Martin looking, trying to get, he's going to go for the end zone, and it's knocked away. Nice defensive play there by the Falcons. Had that well covered.
Second and 10. This play, 3rd down, so we've got 2 more plays.
I don't think the clock ever started. Meridian fans are not happy about that.
Yeah, move. You can move closer if you want.
Hands it off. Tyler Cox tries to get something up the middle. Clock is still not running. Clock is not working. The clock is malfunctioned, and Meridian fans are not happy about it. So for the last 2 plays, the clock has not worked. So there's been a malfunction up here in the press box. So now it's up to the officials to figure out how much time there should be. And now the clock, the scoreboard has gone completely dark. So take a moment here to get this corrected. But it's 36-34 still. Going to be 3rd and about 8. Ball's going to be resting inside the 15 at about the 14-yard line. So we'll see if the clock is going to be functioning here. But obviously, Meridian fans are on edge. They're wanting to see their team get their first win of the season.
34 seconds. That's about right for the 2 plays. Hey, Moody, turn around and show me.
So 34 seconds left. That.
Yeah, you can get closer to Moody. You can slow down.
Artesians still have 1 timeout left. Martin looking. He's got a man. It's Matt Thomas who catches it right just shy of the goal line. So that will stop the clock momentarily for the first down. Matt Thomas is hurt, unfortunately, for Martinsville. He caught it and then took a shot in the back immediately. The ball will be first down at the 1 for Martinsville. Matt Thomas is up but gingerly walking off the field. Will have to sit out for at least 1 play. And here's a replay. Ty Martin there finds a strike to Ty Martin, who gets hit immediately. And Martinsville will call their final timeout of the night with 16 seconds left. So no more timeouts for the Artesians. So if they run a play and it doesn't make it into the end zone, the clock will keep running. They'll have to be ready to get set and kill it if they don't. Now, the one good thing is here, this is obviously an extra point. So Artesians, Jackson Fry, this is his range. So if he would need to come out here to kick a field goal, this is his range. But like I said, this is just simply an extra point. I think it's less than an extra point. Ball's at the 1 yard line. First and goal for Martinsville with 16 seconds left. They're down by 2, 36-34 here at Meridian High School. So this game has had a little bit of everything. It's had some offense. It's had some defensive plays made. It's had some clock issues here in the fourth quarter. It has had a little bit of everything, and this game is obviously going to the wire. 16 seconds left. Martinsville a chance to take the lead. So the official is wanting Matt Thomas to go off the field. Matt got hurt the last play, and since Martinsville hadn't run a play yet, he still has to be off. Despite the timeout, he can't come in. So we'll see what Ty Martin does here. Ty Martin with 16 seconds left. Hands it off to Tyler Cox. Tyler Cox goes forward.
You got to get going.
You got to move. You got to spike it here. 5 seconds left. Ty Martin snaps it and stops it with 2.2 seconds left. Nigel Bryan upset, took a shot there. So what do you do here? You bring out your field goal kicker. This is for the game right here. So it's Jackson Fry, the Artesians, who have had so many issues with the kicking game. It's Jackson Fry out to try the field goal for the win. Snap, hold, kick it's good. Jackson Fry does it. Martinsville Artesians walk it off. The game-winning field goal by Jackson Fry. And the Artesians win it 37-36 here at Perry Meridian High School. What a game and what a great feeling for Jackson Fry. All season long, the Artesians have struggled in the kicking game, but Jackson Fry, right now, number 49, this is the game-winning kick. The snap good, hold good, kick is up and then right down the middle. Great shot by our camera crew. Once again, thanks to them. Silas McFarland, Trenton Moody, and Cole Willingham running camera. Cole Meyer helping us out up in the booth with the technical directing. What a great game. Artesians get the win, 37-36.
Let's make sure you got it.
As the Artesians 49 with the kick. That's Jackson Fry. The game-winning kick after all the kicking woes Martinsville's had all season. Jackson Fry hits the game winner with no time left. It's a walk-off for Martinsville. And here it is, another angle from our high cam. Jackson Fry, everything's perfect. Puts it right through. It's good. And Artesians with a walk-off win, 37-36. Thank you so much if you're watching us live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. We appreciate it. Next week, final home game at Cider Woodsfield for the Martinsville Artesians. It's the battle for the M Trophy. It's Martinsville. It's Mooresville. It should be a really good one. If you can come out and see us at Cider Woodsfield next week, we'd love to see you there. If not, watch us live on the MHS Rewind YouTube channel. Once again, for everyone that made this production possible, we say thank you. Artesians win at 37-36. Good night, everybody.